Welcome back. We're going to talk about mLab now. So mLab is a tool that we're going to use to host MongoDB instances so that we don't have to run them locally on our computer. So this is their homepage. You should go ahead and create an account. I'm just going to log in with an account that I already have. Alright, so this is the screen that you should see when you have a freshly created account. And so we're going to start by making our first MongoDB database. So note that we're going to click this first create new. You do not want to click this second one here that's connected to the header environments. You want to make sure that you're clicking the first one. Alright, and now we're going to select AWS, and we want to select the free sandbox edition. And continue. We're on the East Coast, we're not in Europe, so we're going to select US East. And now this is what we're going to name our database. So this is the name of your database, so you want to make it something good. We're just going to call it Bootcamp Demo. Continue. Notice that this is free, but we only have 0.5 gigabytes. So if you were actually trying to do a real project with this, you would want to select one of the different plans that has more storage, and it's also has more backup capabilities. But for what we're doing right now, just learning, the free sandbox environment is perfect. So we're going to submit this order, and now what mLab is doing is they're provisioning our database for us. So normally you'd have to do this on your own computer or on a server that you're running, but using mLabs, it takes all that work out for us. And as you can see, we have our green check mark now, which means that our database is running. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to create a user to be able to log into this database. So notice I clicked here on this users tab. We're going to come over here and add database user. I'm going to call this admin, and I'm just going to make this password. Oh, and it wants one numeric character. Alright, so that is our very secure information. I don't want to save it. So you can see here that now I've created that. And so it's really important to remember what your username and password is, because you're going to need this later. But for now, we'll just use the mLab interface, so it's not a huge deal. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a collection. And remember, in MongoDB world, or in NoSQL world, a collection is the equivalent to a table in SQL. So it's going to house a bunch of the same type of data, which we're going to call documents. But let's go ahead and create this collection, and I'm just going to call this students. So I'm going to create that. Alright, so I guess I should go back and show you. So now that we have that, now I'm going to click into it. And so now we're in the document view, and you can see that we don't actually have any documents, which makes sense because I just created this. So I'm going to go ahead and add our first document right now. So you can see this is basically just JSON, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give the student a name. And let's go ahead and call it Andre. And we'll also give the student an ID. And we'll just go ahead and use 1 for now. And so let's go ahead and create that. And so we'll see that we have just gone ahead and created our first database entry. Maybe this was actually a bad idea. Let me change something really here. Instead of this being ID, I'm going to make this GTID to make it clear that this is separate from the ID that the actual document has. So you can see this is something that was created by MongoDB, and this is a unique identifier for this specific document, as opposed to this, which is just a field that I arbitrarily created. So we're going to go back, and here you'll see this a little better. We have GTID with my 1 and my name, and then this is our Mongo created ID as well. I'm going to go ahead and just make one more here, so we can do something a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to follow the same schema as before. I'm going to make this one James, and his GTID is going to be 2. Alright, so let's go ahead now and let's conduct our first search. So we can come here, and again, this is basically just JSON that we're going to be using to search. So I'm going to type in, let's do name and Andre, and I'm going to go ahead and search, and you'll see that it pulls up my record. So that's about it as far as the mLab interface. In the next video, we will dive into how we can use mLab and connect it to Node and eventually our Express servers. But we just wanted to get started here and introduce you guys to mLab using their web interface. Most of the work that you're going to do is going to be from Node, but it is good to know that you can come in and at any time check your collections and search through them manually if you need to. Alright, see you in the next video.